batteries for for my mouse soon enough.
About you in the streets because it was like, dang, if she held him down.
So even if me and Yandy decide to break up, it's no one's business but our household.
Right.
Right? So if you see me acting inappropriate, it's appropriate for me.
Bruh. Man said, if you see me acting inappropriate, it's appropriate for me. Okay. He said that loud and clearly.
It's maybe not for you because I'm sorry you wasn't in the group chat when we decided that you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry you wasn't in our bedroom when we had this conversation, and you know and that's the problem because a lot of times these rumors, you know, we so private that we sit back and we laugh at it. And
so what it sounds like, he's saying that he and Yandy are not together, and that when all these different rumors come about or whatever, they laugh about it. I guess my question is, what was the timeline of them being on screen on Love and Hip Hop and giving the impression that they were still together, but going through it? Like, that's a little confusing for me.
It doesn't affect us like the way it affects the public. People be like, oh, y'all should be more transparent and let us.
I get it. I get them feeling like maybe they're not ready to share with the society or the people at large. I get that. But at the same time, I do wonder, when did they truly separate? What year was that? Right? Now, this is just, I just say this because was this before the whole alleged voice notes and recordings they had of Mendecees over there at Tasha K, if I'm not mistaken? And was this before the alleged cheating that happened with Yandy over there in London and then Paris? So, like, which is it? Like, these are the questions I have.
No.
Ain't your business.
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to let our children know.
Right,
That's
exactly.
very right. What's the status of you and Yandy right now?
Are we not together?
Y'all not together.
We're not together.
So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so.
Oof. And there you have it. They never were legally married. Now, I noticed that a lot of people were saying, like, a lot of people seemed very shocked about that, but I'm quite surprised that people were shocked about it because from day one, they've always said they did not sign the papers. And can you blame the lady for not signing the papers? Do you know what the implications could have been if she signed the papers? She definitely did not want a situation where she was having to be financially responsible for any situations that he gets into. She does not want to be responsible for that, and I don't blame her. If you have worked so hard all these years and then you decide to end up marrying someone who has a case and who could be a liability, of course you're not going to sign the papers. I don't know anyone who I know who would sign the papers under similar circumstances.
Oh, I don't know what a divorce. Like,
So the rumors are true that y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, nah.
Brr, I don't think anybody was saying they did it for TV as such. I think people were more shocked as to, like, are they truly divorced? Were they ever married? Are they truly, were they truly married? Do they have to get a divorce? I don't necessarily think, because 20 years is too long to be doing it for TV. Let's be clear. And we've seen it on the show that their marriage has been on the rocks for a while now. So I don't think anybody is shocked to hear that they are not together. I don't think we were shocked because we've seen quite a lot of things that have happened on the show that gives the impression it is not a complete shock that nothing, that they are not together. But I guess my question would be, so why was it made to seem like they were cheating when she had what she calls an emotional affair? And he was talking to some girl in the club where Yandy was also there. So I feel like I just don't understand it.
I didn't do it for TV. I think, listen, it was Yandy's idea, right? because in the beginning we had like I was going through legal battles with.
I feel like that man did not even cover you. He could have said, "Oh, we made a decision." He said it was Yandy's idea. Like, bro, you can't even cover your so-called, at least even though you weren't married legally, you were married. At least you guys did some sort of ceremony. I think in the eyes of at least maybe potentially had a minister there. So you guys did some sort of spiritual ceremony, if I'm not mistaken. So where does that fall?
Courts and fines, and you know, she said, let's not sign the papers. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I guess, you know, it kind of just stayed that way. Then we got married again, and then we still ain't.
Yeah, because I was at.
So what it sounds like is, yes, she is trying to protect her assets, and I don't blame her, because if you work so hard for your assets and there is a chance that they can come after her directly for child support payments, they can come at her directly for restitution payments, that lady did not want that smoke. And so I think she made the right decision not making it official in terms of paperwork. But I don't think that that should take away from the life that you guys built, especially when you guys did a spiritual ceremony, at least. At the very least, you guys did some sort of spiritual ceremony. So I actually hate the fact that he opened his mouth to be like, oh, you know, it was Yandy's idea. Well, you guys made the decision together, right? So he couldn't even cover her on that point. And she should have known that he wasn't the one. When she waited for him whilst he was in jail, she rode for that man whilst that man was in jail, was handling business, taking care of all the side chicks slash baby mamas or whatever, putting them in their so-called place in quotation marks. She was over there doing so much, you know, taking care of his children. And he said that he doesn't know or think that if Yandy was in the situation where she went to jail, he doesn't know that he would have been able to hold her down. Do you know what a slap in the face it is for you to hold your man down and for your man to have the audacity to open his mouth wide and say that he doesn't think he would have been able to hold you down? What kind of crazy nonsense is that? And so if you think about that on that level, that is mental gymnastics. It's like you rode for a man, you were with this man for 20 years, you were out here defending this man against the baby mamas and fighting the baby mamas for this man. And whilst he was in jail, you held him down. You now came back out of jail, and this man is out here telling you that, oh well, you know, if you were in jail, he wouldn't have been out here riding for you. I don't know what you need to hear, but let this be the lesson. Don't be out here holding down a man who can't do the same for you. Look at it now. He couldn't even cover you, but I bet Yandy is happy. I don't know what Mendecees' money looks like, but I don't think the money is looking as good as Yandy's money is looking. So at least there is no paperwork, there is no, you know, fighting over assets, there is no alimony, which I think is the best thing that she did for herself. Say what you want, but it sounds like Yandy was about her money. She was like, "Yep, I am not out here having to pay my money off to some other people." So I definitely stand by what she it's not my business, it's not my place, but I would say like I think she did the right thing, because look at it now. Imagine she was married and then now they're fighting like Candy and Todd, you know, about whether or not prenup is going to stand, all that kind of stuff. I bet she's happy that, you know, I know on an emotional level, this man is out here basically saying you ain't never been his wife. I know on an emotional level that can hurt because you spent 20 years with this man. But at the same time, at least you left that man without having to worry about filing for divorce, arguing about money. You didn't have to do all of that. So I think in the end, I feel like Yandy won. But you guys let me know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Yandy saved herself by not actually, you know, filing any paperwork for their marriage? Or what do you guys think? Do you guys think she should have filed the paperwork? Do you guys think that she was wrong for not filing the paperwork? Or do you guys think that what she did was the best decision that she ever made for herself? Let me know what you guys think. The interesting thing that he also said was, he said that they had been separated for a year. And so my thing is like, you know, when Funky Geneva was saying that, what's it called? Mendecees and Tamar Braxton were over there kissing on each other, and you know, she's staying with that lady's husband. I guess this man has come out to tell you that he ain't that lady's husband. He was never that lady's husband. He's literally come out there and just made that very, very clear. And here is what Tamar Braxton is saying to the BS. Tamar says, I'm accepting all apologies through my Cash App, the F. Please pay by following. If you called me a liar, $10. Homewrecker, $20. Ho, $20. Slot, $30. Accept the fact that you all fell for the BS and run me the F up. And then that's her Cash App. Okay. So she is basically saying she was not out here effing a married man. He was not married. He has been separated. I guess this also begs the question as to whether or not the reason this man came out here to talk about actually being married is because, or not being married, is because he's trying to defend Tamar's honor. What do you guys think? Could it be that he's really trying to defend Tamar's honor and he feels like the people are coming at Tamar wrongly and he's trying to clear it up? So that's why he's letting us know that he has not been married and they have been separated for a whole year. Now, I don't know if I believe that they have been separated for a whole year, because it's either they have been separated and they were lying to us on the show, or they have been separated or Mendecees is lying about the date of separation. So I wish that Yandy will come out and clear it up for us, but I don't think Yandy would. We know how Yandy is. Yandy don't be clearing up ish. Yandy is not going to be out here telling us nothing about whether or not, Yandy's not going to say nothing. I don't expect Yandy to say a thing. But it sounds like Tamar is basically confirming that there was something going on between her and Mendecees, but Mendecees ain't a married man. Mendecees is not with Yandy. So I guess that's interesting. That is very, very interesting. Let's see what the people are saying. Someone says, Tamar, I hate to break it to you, but you are making the people's point. Okay. Another person says, what are we accepting? Him not being married. We knew, sis. No one is apologizing to you. Actually, Cash App me. That is so funny. Guys, for those who have just come in, we don't have enough likes, so please hit that like button. It seems like there's still more than half of the people in this live that have not hit that like button. Please hit that like button, everybody. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Okay, so we're reading the comments. Someone says, what are we accepting? Him not being married. We knew, sis. No one is apologizing to you. Actually, Cash App me. Cash App me too, honey. Because yes, everybody knew they were not in an official marriage, to be honest. Someone says, so she does mess with him. Yep, that's what is given. Someone says, I can see her and Clarissa being best friends. Cornballs. Oh, that is so funny. Absolutely. Now that you say that, I can definitely see her and Clarissa being friends. They would be kikiing and laughing, and yes, I can definitely see them being friends. So she's confirming that she messes with him. That's what is given. Then she says Funky was right the whole time. Yes, that's what it's given, guys. It definitely is given that, well, Funky was right about her messing with Mendecees, but I guess her argument is Mendecees is a single man and has been single for a while now. So in that case, then it wouldn't be her necessarily doing anything wrong because she's a single woman dating a single man. I think that is her point. But the people are not going to let her rest, honey. The people are like, nope, that's not enough. The people are not. That is so funny to me. So basically, she was kissing and doing all the things. By the way, I help people. This person's plugging her business in. Okay. So she's confirming the story of them messing around now that the coast is clear. That's what it sounds like. Someone said she protected her money and he agreed. They got kids. Not now she what the not she okay, I don't know what this person is saying. But it's when two grown people decide to protect their assets because they have children and businesses. Tamar, you are missing the mark. Your move, I got it. So now this person trying to throw a brick on her. I sent a request for 2K boo. So sorry. Now show me how much you forgive me. Oh, that's funny. In other words, I messed with him, but I didn't interfere with no relationship because it was over. The industry, just like my Facebook friend messing. Okay. Cash App doesn't even work. It's a caution person pulling up. I was definitely trying to request 1,000. Not the people trying to request money from Tamar Braxton. That is so funny. It's like she's telling y'all to pay her up, and you guys are trying to, you guys are trying to request money from her. Is too funny to me. So she did hook up with him. That was the truth. Okay. That's what it is given. Garatema, the point was, why are you messing with him, period. So closely after Yandy to the point you would be a rebound. Ooh. Okay. That is very interesting context. I don't think she definitely sees herself as a rebound. Plus, I don't know how long she's allegedly been messing around with him. I don't know if it's really been that long. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Someone said, Tamar, please, they were just in Ghana together, lovey dovey, this year, hooting and hollering on YouTube that they are fighting for their marriage. Again, this year, if you want to be a side chick who can now be public, just say that. Oh my gosh, this person read her down, honey. This is a very good point. I did not even know this was happening. If anybody knows whether this was happening in the YouTube streets and they were out here claiming each other and acting like everything was good in the hood and they're not and they're fully in a relationship, y'all, please tag me in some of those videos because what the hell? What the helly? Someone said you just confirmed everything Q said. Sounds smart to me, Yandy. You weren't about to get her funds. You weren't about to get her funds, I might add. I definitely agree. I think it was smart for her to act that way because at the end of the day, that's the only way she can make sure you do not have access to her funds. That's funny. The people are like, so she's admitting she was messing with him. That is what is so funny to me. Is like, not you saying this and then indirectly admitting that you were messing with him, and everyone is now focused on you admitting that you were messing with him. That is so funny to me. I'm about to DM Yandy because we should have been together. Okay. We knew they weren't legally married, but still in a committed relationship. He was still some other person's man. Now, well, according to him, he was a single man. That's what it's given. But you said you weren't messing with him. So what did the people fall for? Are you now saying that you were messing with him? Because I'm confused. This is the thing, man. I guess people can't keep track of their lies or arguments anymore. Maybe the reason she said she wasn't messing with him was more she wasn't messing with a married man as opposed to basically saying that she wasn't messing with him. But whatever the case may be, I'm just like, Tamar should have sat that one out. I don't think she should have said anything. And that's the thing. Sometimes in the bid to want to jump in and, be like, I told you so, you end up now telling on yourself. Now the movement has now moved from, okay, you messing with that lady's husband to be like, wow, you really were messing with Mendecees. And now everybody's really trying to figure out the timeline. Were you messing with him whilst he was, okay, fine, he wasn't married, in a relationship with Yandy? Or was this before, was this after her, So these are some of the questions that people would like to know. But yeah, like, I don't know how this is going to end, but you'll have heard Tamar Braxton. She is accepting some cash apps, so feel free to hit her with a cash app. Although there are people in the comments saying the cash app ain't working. I don't see nobody that is going to be able to give her that would out here be sending her money for cash app or sending her a cash app for that. But anyway, Also, I wanted to do a shout out to a new member who joined yesterday, Deborah. Thank you. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the community. Thank you so much for your support. Thank